Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Looks like nobody else is here.
Yeah, usually they will join a bit late, so 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, I love your background.
Hey.
Whenever I see Clippy,
Yeah, thank you. This is the winter collection of Clippy.
are those like available to non-Microsoft people?
Yeah, I downloaded. Where did I put it? They really make it hard to find. Let's see.
What do they make hard to find?
Yeah, Alex was asking about the Clippy, the wallpapers, the virtual backgrounds. Downloaded from like some Xbox site, but check.
Why doesn't Clippy have his own computer game franchise?
Yeah, missed opportunity.
Could do something real trippy too. Like you need a universe of Clippies to correct everyone's Word docs.
Microsoft should release its own large language model and name it Clippy. I would use it.
Oh, I found it. It's in here, but you have to like scroll way down, and then there's this like little banners that says that, like like wallpapers or something like that.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, how to give holiday spirit on video calls, and you have to like scroll all the way down, and then there's like a download button.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it is kind of ridiculous to find this.
No, this is great. I like wanted to get the sweater, but it's sold out. So.
Oh, sweaters like sells out in like the day it's released. Yeah, one of our teammates got it, and I was gonna get it. I had the tab open, but I was in the meeting. Then I put it off, and then it's like it's gone now. Yeah, I have the last year's one, which was I think Windows XP one.
Oh,
Yeah, I really wanted to get the Clippy one.
yeah.
Rita is technically off today. This week, so hopefully she's not gonna join.
Cool. Oh, did we want to? I don't know. I mean, did we want to do the design doc stuff without her, or did we want to defer that?
Maybe we can defer that one, so we can get to a close. And we can talk about the beta promotion stuff. Maybe. What do you all think?
Yeah, the beta promotion is probably less controversial for sure, or less likely to have controversial thoughts.
That's good. I added it to the agenda because someone asked about it, and I wasn't really sure. Like, is this something that we're actively working on?
I think go ahead, Max.
We're definitely working on the CLI, right? We've contributed to that a bit recently. I think these beta milestones were probably set by Will a while back, and I don't know. There's been a lot of soaking since then, and not a lot of like looking at the what the threshold is for beta. So it'd be more helpful to have a link to the milestones. I'm kind of like vamping while I load the Slack thread and try to get to.
I sent the link to the
milestones.
milestone.
What's up?
I sent the link to the Gator beta milestone in the Zoom chat.
Ah, thank you. Okay, so what do we have? We have Gator test, make sweep paths relative to working directory. Yeah, we should do that. I don't know if that's necessarily an alpha blocker because like it's a backwards compatible change, but or beta blocker, I would say, but yeah, we should do that just for portability's sake.
Which one, Max? The first one? 60?
Yeah. Are they not already relative to the working directory, actually? Like, how could we run Gator test on GitHub actions if they weren't relative? Are we just being very careful about what action or where we load them into? Let's see. It strikes me as something that...
Oh, I think this is just when it's running. Instead of putting the full pads, put the relative pad.
Right, but
I think it's just like a cosmetic thing.
Well, it's definitely, if it's requiring fully qualified paths, it's more a portability thing, right? Like you don't want to ship your home directory or whatever you've hard coded in. But that also makes me suspect that this work's already been done. I'm just looking through the Gatekeeper library repo. Yeah, like these paths, they're relative directories.
Yeah, but when it prints out after you run Gator test, does it put the full path or does it do the relative path? So I think
That I am not sure.
in Will's example, I think it's just like a cosmetic thing. So he does like dot/dot, and then it puts all the full paths of it, like USR, local, Google, whatever, right? Versus in the second example, it's just library general.
All right. Yeah, let me edit this to make that clear. Because input, I think, yes. Output, no.
Yeah, I think input for sure it does. It's the output.
Yeah. I mean, like, in terms of blocking this, like, I would care if you couldn't write it relative paths for the input, because that's a significant degradation experience.
No, I think this is mostly like a cosmetic stuff. I wouldn't think this would be like a beta blocker.
Agreed.
I mean, unless somebody is like parsing the output, then I can see it, because then that's going to be a breaking change. But I don't know if there's a use case for that.
I mean, don't we have JSON output for that use case? I don't know if test does, but
If I recall correctly, test does have some JSON output.
But in the JSON output, does it do the full path again?
I'm not sure.
You might want it for the JSON output, actually.
Why would one want the full path?
Because JSON output is meant to be machine readable, and having a machine readable full path means that there's no ambiguity as to where to grab the file. Like, you might be able to find a counter argument, but
where do we run the actions test for these in library?
Library is the repo. Are you saying where in library, or do we run
like
it?
where in which action? I'm trying to find some examples.
It's GitHub workflows. I wouldn't be surprised if we did it human readable in the GitHub actions. Verify assertions in sweet YAML files. Gator verify. Make verify -gator -dockerized.
Yeah, I'm looking at the verify assertions in sweet YAML files, and then that one doesn't have the full paths. It just does the. Well, I'll drop a link 1 second. And then it looks like this. Maybe this is already fixed then?
Oh, maybe.
This is verify though, not test.
It's entirely possible someone made a fix and just didn't link the bug. Let's see. So if we look at the code, not that this is going to be easy because I think there's been a refactor. But anyway, gatekeeper package. say anything under Gator. Like, I don't think there's been that many changes. Oh. So just a page, nothing obvious. Update Gatekeeper with frameworks interface changes. Perf. Allow explicitly skipping test. Schema validation testing. Empty K8s resources. Generator resources. All right, yeah, nothing obvious, but we go back to printer. Yep, that's just purely okay, results. Apparently you may have fixed it, Sirtesh.
I did. I don't remember this at all.
Wait, that's it calling out verify. That's the shelling out to verify, but let me try taking another tack. Maybe it's in the command folder here.
I was trying to help.
Print results for those. Okay, so no, it's
So when Will is saying Gator test here, he means Gator verify, right? This was before the switch around.
Yeah, I can never remember when we switched. Which one?
this is probably Gator verify. As Julian wrote, Gator, what is now Gator test?
Oh, I just tried it. It is not fixed. I don't know why it is.
I can have a look at this, like, and come back next week to report what I can do.
Okay, I don't think it's fixed. I tested on my machine and it shows the full path.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it'd be good to have it fixed. I personally wouldn't call it blocking, just because these seem like human readable outputs to me. But yeah, if it's a quick fix, worth taking a look at.
Okay.
Refactor Gator tests package files into their own subpackage. Useful to do. Not a beta blocker. It's not an interface level change. It's not a logic level change. You've been slowly moving toward that, but again, not blocking anything in my view.
Okay, I removed that from the milestone.
Specify parameters in Gator suites. Suite files should be able to accept rules, constraints to test against. Might be. So if you had multiple parameters that you could like decorate constraints with to denormalize, to normalize things. Does that break this interface? Name object inventory. Oh no, because suite is for some reason it's just looking at case. Test constraint. I think we could do, if we wanted to do this, there's ways to do this in a backwards compatible way, right? Like you could add a series of patches, for instance. I'm not convinced we want to go down that route just because it makes it a little harder to turn the contents of the tests into examples, but there is a route forward, so I would call this non-blocking. Anyone disagree?
Is this going to change the behavior if you do add it?
Not unless people use the new feature, but that's the definition of backwards compatibility.
Okay, I mean, if it's a new feature, then yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, and again, to be clear, I'm like slightly like we shouldn't do this, but I don't think the question needs to be resolved because we can do that in a backwards compatible way. Okay. OPA test coverage support. I would not block on this because, well, one, we're gonna need to like also support things like cell, so whatever should be pluggable. And two, this would probably be enabled by a flag, so it's not going to be a breaking change if we were to do it. So yeah, I would not call this a beta blocking thing. And then this last one, it's concerning if we're still seeing this error. I don't see any like reproducibility steps, or not error, but lack of informative error. Also, it seems to be related to the validating webhook, not Gator, so I'm not sure why it's even in here. Like I'm just gonna detag this one.
Okay, I'm adding a comment on the OPA test coverage one. Looks like we have one left to 2005.
Yeah, that one I've already just cleared.
Oh, you
because
did? Okay.
It's talking about the webhook. Like it has no relation to
Hmm.
Gator test. So see if 1640 is easy to complete, and if so, figure out how to graduate to beta.
Sounds like a plan. Can one of you assign it to me? So I don't forget?
Can you comment on it, Alex? Like in this thing.
What should I say? I'll
Just
take it.
I'll work on this or something. Anything.
Let me take a look at this.
Yeah, because we can't assign it to you till you have a comment, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I see. Right. Because okay, never mind. Cool. Okay.
Yeah,
We're
it's just
fine.
like the weird thing about GitHub. Okay. All right, officially assigned to you. And I think we are due for the next release soon. So then we should be able to call Gator Beta 2 there.
Nice.
I think, let me pull up the milestone. It is, so last from it was December 12th. So next week. Do we want to create an RC?
Wait, quick question. I have a meta question. Where do you see these milestones?
It's in the, if you go to issues, I'll link to it, but and then on the right side, there's a milestones tab.
Got it. Awesome. Thanks. I have two things I'd like to get into Gatekeeper. I'd like to get the evaluation metadata into Gatekeeper. Well, I mean, that's what I would like. I'm not sure if you guys think it's useful.
You said two things? What's the
The
other
other
one?
thing is this log denies one-liner that I have. Sorry, I think I'm being greedy, but I think we should also get in Davis's image thing, getter image thing.
Well, are we talking about here, Sirtesh, cutting a preview or RC for Gator CLI or for Gatekeeper?
I mean, it's all together, so both.
Altogether.
Yeah. So it's 2 months from the last release would be December 12th, I think. Just double checking. So we released 3.10 in October 19. Yeah. And yeah, December 19th is the is 2 months from there. I put 12, I think, last time, just to avoid the holidays.
Yeah, well, we can. Yeah, it would definitely be good to get the image thing in there. The
Let me add that to the milestone then.
message stuff is a quick PR, so I think it's just pending, like, someone on Microsoft side approving it before it can be merged. So
This is the log constraint violations on log denies?
Right.
Okay, yeah, I can take a look at that. I'll add it to the milestone. This is fine, I think.
Yeah, if it turns out to be non-controversial, then yeah, we should merge it. The other PR doesn't exist, right? The currently, what's that?
consuming evaluation metadata and gatekeeper, like the template runtime, does not exist yet. But that's what I was trying to argue for. Like, did we want to wait for that?
This is the rendering frameworks, right?
It's consuming the change from the frameworks that I recently made.
Is there any additional changes or just that?
No, there needs to be an additional change in Gatekeeper to actually like log out those things.
And some option to enable the logging out of those things. I would not delay the release. Oh,
I think that was the chat on your microphone.
on the mute button. Yeah, I would not delay the release for this PR, just because, you know, it's it could get just as easily into the next train. I think it's a good quality of life improvement, but I don't think it's blocking any other thing we're like looking to do. So I don't think the cost of delay is very high. So yeah, when would we need to cut an RC to release next week?
I think so. Say we cut it on Monday, and then we release on 19. So we cut an RC1 on 12 and let it sit there for a week, and then we release on 19.
Okay. Yeah, I would say let's try to get the stuff that is definitely like in the review pipe in there, because some of that's been sitting for a bit anyway. And with regard to the newer stuff, if it makes it in by then, sure. But I wouldn't like make any kind of like special effort to get it in, because you know there will be another train.
So are we okay to cut the release on the OPA change, or should we add the evaluation meta change also with the frameworks?
Unless the unless Alex unless we've been able to merge that PR that has the that has this option to consume, we should cut the release off of the OPA change, excuse me, because the interface change breaks tests currently, because the tests are written a little brittly.
Okay, let me create an issue on Gatekeeper side then. So we vendor that in. Let's see. 7. Okay, and then I'll add this issue to the milestone. Yeah, this is why I wanted to get the OPA change in before the evaluation meta thing, so we can cut the release on that commit versus like going further. Cool. Any other milestone items we want to add to 3.11?
I think Max already said like what we have in the review pipeline, but just calling that out again, the Docker image, not the Docker image, but the image change for Gator.
The Gator -- image, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's already in there. In the log denies is in there, and then OPA thing is in there.
I opened up the 3.11 milestone, and there's an issue there that says, what's the status of external data feature?
Oh, I think that's just a reminder for us. So we mark it as beta.
Okay.
Did we graduate it to beta? Did we promote the resources?
Promoting resources, the external data resources to V1 beta one.
Yeah.
We have not done that. That's a good call. Should we do that one? Let's see.
If we want to call it beta, we should have beta resources.
Okay, I'll create an item then. I'll work on that one.
Right. Like, it's also fine if we want to graduate it in January, because like new year, new beta or whatever. But
Graduate external data resources to be on beta one. Okay. This is just the provider, right? Anything else we want to do?
to make V1 beta one, I think that's the only resource external data has, right? Is there anything else that?
I don't think so. I think it's just the provider itself. Yeah.
Okay. So. Yeah.
Oh, is this on the framework side though? Ugh. Well, we can always cherry pick. Not the greatest
Yeah,
one, but...
I mean, we could also just like, regardless of the actual integration of the performance logging thing, we could just fix those tests in Gatekeeper so that we don't need to cherry pick. Like, it's just a matter of either ignoring that before and after field or changing the expected result. Sorry, ignoring the performance metrics field, I mean.
Alex, would you want to do that? Fix the test for the evaluation meta?
I can fix the tests. I can put out the PR today. I wrote in the chat that someone was at the door, so I was just...
Yeah, so the thought was basically if Surtesh wanted to graduate external data to beta, then there's he would need to make a change to the constraint framework, right? Which means we would need to ingest your change in the constraint framework, not necessarily like activate it, but be able to build off of it, which means just fixing those tests.
For sure, yeah. I'll put up here today, and I'll ping you, Surtesh, as well.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I forgot the providers were in the frameworks and not Gatekeeper.
Yeah, and in terms of level of interest, like if we're graduating, especially if we're graduating things to beta, I would rather see us cut a beta version of the CLI than integrate the performance metrics. If you had time to choose, if you only had time to do one or the other. I don't know if it's a burning issue to get a beta version of the CLI. Like, what's the lag time if we miss this train? Can we just like make a beta next month, or does it need to be on like minor release or something like that?
I'm not sure if I got your question, Max.
So we were talking about graduating the Gator CLI to beta, right? And we said we'll just like take a look at the the whether we are outputting a fully qualified path, and then so if either we fix that or we say, no, we don't actually care that much. The next thing we would need to do is figure out what actually needs to change to mark it as beta, right? Like at the very least, update Gator version.
Oh, I think we already did that. I think JDIP added the version there. I don't think we call it alpha anymore.
Oh, we don't? When people say Gator version? It just
Let me
says,
check. JDIP, do you remember? Let's see.
I also remember that PR.
Gator version.
I remember something updating it to like make it more nuanced. I don't remember noting either way whether it dropped.
Yeah, I'll paste it in the link. I don't think we call it alpha anymore. So it's kind of like that. So it basically tells the gatekeeper Gator version, OPA version, and then the frameworks version.
Gatekeeper version, OPA version, firmware. Okay. So we just need to figure out the release signaling then.
Yeah, it's just docs change. Oh no, we do have a future state. Hold on. Then I think we didn't update the description. Let's see. Future state. Yeah, there is a thing there. Future state S. What is this? S state. Oh, we did call it alpha. So it's under cmdgator.gator.go. Okay.
State. Okay. Oh, okay. So version. Why am I not seeing alpha?
It's on line 14. This one.
Right. I'm looking at the PR description.
Yeah, I think the description is outdated.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, we just need to like do a pass to remove whatever mentions of alpha.
Yeah, I think we can just remove the future state entirely there. So it'll be a docs thing.
All right, but we would need a PR to remove the future state.
Yeah. I'll open an issue for that. I'll add to the milestone.
Okay. So we have pretty high confidence that we can at least promote it to beta this cut, it sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just the patch change, right?
Yeah, patches and docs.
Yeah.
And maybe like it'd be good if someone like audited it a little bit to see if we're missing anything, but hopefully that's it. Like it. What are we naming the Docker image? For instance, oh wait, Docker image. The binary. Like there might be some build changes.
Let me see. I know we pushed to brew, or they pull it from us, rather. And then yeah, we just call it Gator 310.
Okay.
In the artifacts like Linux AMD 64 tar GZ and stuff, and then the binary is just called Gator, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything on the like the user experience side for like the binary and stuff. It's just the future state being in the version.
All right. So is that clear priorities then? We're gonna cut a release. I think you said Monday. We want to cut a release candidate, right? And so we want to have existing PRs merged or, definitively blocked before then. We want to fix the gatekeeper tests. We want to update external data to beta, and we want to update Gator test to beta with an effort in there to see whether it's possible to use relative paths if the user used a relative path for their base file root directory argument.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I mean, the worst case, if we cannot make that, then we'll do the first week of January.
Okay. Anyone thinking that's too much work or anything like that? Crickets?
I don't want to be naive, but I think, at least on my part, they're like little items. So I think I can get it done.
Yeah, and the most ambiguous one, the path one, I think we're willing to sacrifice if it turns out to be too much work.
Now you jinxed it, Alex.
No.
For the external data beta, how do we want to do this? We want to add an additional beta API, just keep it as is. I don't think we changed anything, right? Or do we want to change the V1 alpha 1 to beta 1?
Wait, hold on to beta 1. What?
So my question was, do we want to add an additional V1 beta 1 API in addition to alpha 1? Or do we want to update the alpha 1 to beta 1 because we never changed anything?
Oh, we want to update alpha 1 to beta 1 to avoid breaking existing users. Or sorry, we want to have both versions is what I'm saying.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And there's this upgrade controller that you probably want to hit. So as part of like adding the V1 beta 1 resource, we changed the storage version to V1 beta 1.
Yeah.
And for pre-existing resources, in order to update the stored version, there needs to be at least one write to the resource for Kubernetes. And so there's this, as I said, update, I think it was called, controller or something like that. Upgrade, excuse me. It's in package upgrade.
Yeah.
And that just scrolls through all resources and hits them on startup. So if it wouldn't do that naturally, adding it there might be a good idea.
Gotcha. Okay, that might be a little challenging. It's been a while since I looked into that one. I'll see if I can how that works.
It should just be a matter of adding a group, or something like that. Like the logic is generic. You just need to give it the resources or the group and maybe kind it needs to scrape.
We do that with constraint templates today, right? Just that.
Yes.
Okay.
Mutations as well. Let's see.
Because I don't see mutation in upgrade manager Go.
Here it is. Line 78 through 82 here.
Oh, I see it. Okay, I missed that one. Upgrade. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
It looks like you're doing group version, but it honestly doesn't like matter if it's alpha 1 or beta 1. The version just needs to exist.
Okay. So when a user submits an alpha 1, it automatically be updated to beta 1.
Well, if a user is doing an action, that update would happen automatically. This is if a user were to write something to the API server, and then we never touch it, and the user never touched it, and we update the storage version, it's going to remain stored as V1 alpha 1 in perpetuity until something submits a write.
I see.
So this is just a protectant against us, like someday removing V1 alpha 1. This would avoid that latent bug, right?
How would we test this? So deploy gatekeeper 310, deploy external data, and then upgrade gatekeeper.
I don't know if we can test it, to be honest. Like if you look at the API server logs, you should see writes is, I think, the best way to test it. If there's a status controller, you'd probably see a write anyway, though.
Okay, that's a little
What's that?
confusing. It's a little confusing. I don't know how will we test this.
Let's see if it was ever tested here. No, it looks like not really. I think it might log. Let's see, update. Get, could not update the resource. Okay, no, it doesn't.
I mean, one thing would be maybe checking like the etcd.
What's that?
Checking etcd maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like the API server logs would show writes, and you could, if you wanted to be like extra sure, just disable any external data controller, right? And if you're still seeing writes, then that's the update controller doing it. But there's also a log that shows the update loop is happening, and a secondary log that would show up if there's an error, right? And they could not update reach max retries. So you can infer success. I don't know if that makes you comfortable necessarily, but you could see it like which groups it's trying to update. So you could at least do that.
I see. Okay. Anything else other than introducing a new API version, updating, upgrade that we can think about?
Conversion is simple, right? The conversion strategy is just do nothing, whatever the string was for that. I'm forgetting.
Where is the conversion for this one? Is it in frameworks or is it in Gatekeeper?
So the conversion I'm thinking of is just a flag on the CRD. There's a conversion strategy, and you have the option to use a conversion webhook, or just don't, and just like basically change the version. And that's what we want. Like, I don't think we've ever hit a point where we need an actual webhook conversion.
Oh, I thought we did that. Maybe not.
And then, yeah, converting code or conversion code could be necessary, right? We want to do that like hub and spoke thing. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
This unversioned, we tend to have like, and mutation has this, I think constraints or constraint templates might have this as well, where we have the unversioned resource and everything converts to the unversioned and unversioned converts to everything. And there's this conversion gen.
Yep, and I know. I remember that's broken. I'm sure it's still broken.
I don't think it's broken anymore.
I've been refreshing that issue for a while. I don't think they.
Because we've definitely generated conversions.
Yeah, we did. I think we had to manually change the generated code.
Oh, I don't think we do anymore.
Let me see. I think
I haven't had to do that recently.
You didn't have to do that?
Just make generate has been generating all the conversion stuff successfully.
Oh, okay. I pasted the issue. This is what Julian opened a while back.
It might be that we've upgraded conversion gen since. Like, Davis, did you do that actually?
Don't think so.
Because the Kubernetes issue is closed now. I have been keeping it, refreshing it, but then I guess I forgot about it. Because it is never fixed.
So David, what
I
did
guess
you
we'll see.
generate conversions for? Was it the expansion template?
Yeah, the expansion template, and then also the new mutator I've been working on.
Right.
Okay, we'll see. Maybe it is fixed. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
I feel like I did it for something too. Oh, it's we pushed mutations to V1. What was it? V1 beta 1. I feel like it was. We did
beta
some,
1. I think, yeah.
yeah, we're calling mutation beta still. In any case, I generated a bunch of conversions for mutations. I thought it was V1.
Oh no, it's V1. Yeah, because we graduated them. Right?
Yeah. And so yeah, I did that as part of the graduation in the Gatekeeper repository.
Yeah, that one's on Gatekeeper. Yeah, I see it. Okay.
Cool. Any other concerns, or do we want to call it a time?
Yeah, good on my side. Thank you.
I'm good. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.